Today we are going to begin this unit on triangles. You will notice up here the lesson that we are going to be working with today actually comes from chapter 3. Chapter 3 is what we just finished up with parallel lines cut by transversals and slope. So we pulled this section from chapter 3 and put it with our chapter 4 work, which again deals with triangles. So our focus today is finding measures of angles of triangles. You were going to see that some of this information is review. So on the left-hand side in your interactive notebook, you have some examples we're going to take a look at using our triangle angle sum theorem, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with. The triangle angle sum theorem tells us that the sum of the measures of the angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. So no matter what kind of a triangle you have, the three angles added together are always going to equal 180. So we've got some examples we're going to take a look at. Not sure why that word is there. We don't need it. So number one, we are going to solve for the value of x. So when we look at this problem, okay, the value of x is the measure of angle C. We know using our triangle angle sum theorem that adding the three angles together is going to equal 180. So I write my equation. Now I can use algebra to solve. I'm going to combine like terms. 65 plus 57 gives me 122 plus x equals 180. So then I'm going to subtract 122 from each side to find that x is 58. Very easy for me to check my work. If I add 58, 57, and 65, I should get a total of 180. Next one. Similar process. We are going to add the three angles together. So K is 40, L is X. What's M? 90. Those three added together equal 180. So when I combine like terms, I'm going to have X plus 130 equals 180. So I subtract 130 from both sides to find that x is equal to 50. 50 plus 40 is 90, plus another 90 does give me that 180. So those two were pretty simple. These next two, instead of just seeing that individual variable, we're seeing it combined with some other numbers. So number 3, again, we're going to solve for x. So when I add my angles together, I have 8x plus 2 plus 60 plus 70. They're going to add up to 180. Parentheses don't do anything other than just show that grouping to see that three angles are being added together. So I'm still going to combine my constants. So I keep my 8x. 70 plus 60 is 130 plus 2 equals 132. So now I've got my basic equation. I'm going to subtract 132 from both sides. So 8x is equal to 48. divide both sides by 8 to find that x is equal to 6. So that's all I needed to do to answer the question, to solve for the value of x. Easy for me to check my work because I can substitute, okay? Or if they took it a step further and asked for the measure of angle x, I'd substitute in 8 times 6 is 48, plus 2 is 50. 50 plus 60 is 110, plus 70 equals 180. So again, very easy for me to check my work. And then in number 4, we're seeing the variables show up in 2 angle measures. We're still going to add the 3 angles together. Angle D is x plus 59. E is 84. F is x plus 11. Added together, they need to equal 180. So I'll combine like terms. I have 2x, and then I add my constants. Okay. 59 and 11 gives me 70, plus 84 gives me 154. That is equal to 180. So I subtract 154 from both sides. 2x is equal to 26. Divide by 2 to find that x is equal to 13, which again is what they were asking for. If they asked us to find the angle measures, we'd plug it in. Angle D would then be how much? 72. And angle F would equal how much? 24. 72 plus 24 gives us 96, plus 84 equals 180. So again, easy to check our work. So that's our triangle angle sum theorem. 3 angles in a triangle are always going to add up to 180. The other theorem that we're going to be working with today is the triangle exterior angle theorem. The triangle exterior angle theorem tells us that the measure of each exterior angle of a triangle equals the sum of the measures of its 2 remote interior angles. So some vocabulary there. Starts out talking about an exterior angle. We know the word exterior means outside. And so an exterior angle of a triangle is on the outside of the triangle. To form an exterior angle, all you do is take one side of the triangle and you extend it in one direction. So we extend it, and that's how angle 1, which is the exterior angle, is formed. Then, based on the exterior angle, we then have 2 remote interior angles. So interior means they're inside of the triangle. Remote means they're not adjacent to the exterior. So instead of being adjacent, they are the other 2 angles. So our remote interior are going to be 2 and 3. So the theorem tells us that the exterior angle is equal to the sum of those remote interior angles. So when we take a look at some examples, This first one, we want to solve for the value of x. So using that theorem, the exterior angle, 120, equals the sum of the remote interior angles. So 50 plus x. So I subtract 50 from both sides to find that x is equal to 70. So if we look at this a little bit, if x is equal to 70, what is the measure of the third angle in my triangle?
60.
It would have to be 60 because using that triangle angle sum theorem, we know three angles in a triangle have to add up to 180. Looking at my diagram now with my exterior angle, what kind of angle pair do I have? They are supplementary. What kind of angle pair? We have a linear pair, and we know a linear pair has to be supplementary. And so that's how they were able to develop this exterior angle theorem. Number 2, our exterior angle, x, equals the sum of the remote interior, 70 plus 90, which is 160. So if my exterior angle is 160, what's this adjacent interior angle? It's 20. Again, linear pair has to equal 180. Three angles in a triangle have to equal 180. So 20 is what makes both of those situations work. Number 3, our exterior angle, 11x plus 2, equals the sum of the remote interior angles. So a little bit more work to do with this one. Left side, I'm going to leave the same. On the right side, though, I'm going to combine like terms to give me 5x plus 68. So here I have a variable on both sides. I like to pick on the little guy. So I'm going to get rid of the 5x, which means I have to subtract 5x on the other side. I'm going to get rid of the 2, so I'm going to subtract 2 on the right side. So that leaves me with 6x equal to 66. Divide both sides by 6. X is equal to 11. And that is all the further I needed to go. Again, very easy to check work though. If I needed to find my other angle measures, if I plug it into my exterior angle, I have 11 times 11, or 11 squared, which is 121 plus 2 gives me 123. If I plug it in my other remote interior, 5 times 11 is 55. Plus 10 is 65. If I use my linear pair, I know my third angle would have to be 57. And then I can see that the three angles added together are going to equal 180. Number 4 is asking me to find the measure of angle y, but to be able to do that, I am first going to have to find the value of x. So using that information, I'm going to again use this exterior angle theorem. So my exterior angle, 12x minus 4, equals the sum of the remote interior, so 30 plus 10x minus 10. So similar to problem 3, I'm going to leave the left side the way it is. The right side, I've got my 10x, and then I combine my 30 minus 10 to get a positive 20. Got a variable on both sides. Going to get rid of the little one. So subtract 10x, which means I need to get rid of the negative 4. So I have to add 4 to the other side. So my new equation is 2x equals 24, which means x is equal to 12. So I found x. The question, though, is asking me to find the value of y. How can I use x to find y?
You're putting x for 12x minus 4.
Okay.
And then that equals 140 to 140 minus 4.
Okay. So she said we're going to plug into this exterior angle. So 12 times 12 is 144. Minus 4 gives us an exterior angle of 140. And then she said we know we've got this linear pair. So y would have to equal 40. Is there another way that we could have found y?
Following the outside indicators, maybe.
So do what?
Do the 10.
Okay. So we could also use this interior angle. 10 times 12 is 120, minus 10 is 110. Then we'd have 110 and 30. We need another 40 to give us the 180. So sometimes, depending upon the information that is given to you, there's going to be more than one way that you could go about finding the correct answer. So that is our lesson for today.